You take a look at the Spurs. This is a team they played pretty well against last season, going 3-1. They'll look to keep that edge tonight. One of those guys who can really shoot the ball, and for him, the playoffs in 2014.
A look at the east over downtown Phoenix, Arizona. Still glowing in the evening twilight. 20,000 fans in chorus in a sold-out arena here in Phoenix, Arizona. We're wearing our costumes. We hope you are too. Happy Halloween as 2K Sports presents the NBA. With Clark Kellogg and Steve Kerr, this is Kevin Harlan. We'll be hearing from Doris Burke from around the sideline throughout the game. This Arizona crowd ready to roar in this Western Conference matchup for the Phoenix Suns. We've got a chance here to set the floor courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go for this one. On the court for San Antonio, Parker and Danny Green are your 1 and your 2. Down low, it's Duncan and Splitter, and it's Leonard in at the 3 slot. Dragic can't connect from short range. Now here's Parker.
Goran Dragic, nicknamed Goji, grew up in Slovenia. His mom played hoops. His dad played soccer. Goji started out playing soccer, but when he hurt his leg, his mom said, no more of that pitch stuff. We're going to the round ball and the hardwood. So he went to basketball, and I'd have to say it's worked out pretty well. Good call by mom on that, too.
Fires the 3, and it's Leonard. That time on the assist from Green. Leonard's got 5 now.
There's a chance he could have a big game if they don't D him up more tightly on the perimeter.
And Green slams it in.
You can always depend on him to put the pass right on the money.
There's Parker with the 3, and again it's San Antonio with a 3.
Red hot right out of the gates. 4 for 4 shooting.
Dragic kicks to Plumlee, and it's Phoenix scoring again.
They're off and running. Good start here. They've knocked down 4 of their first 5.
Now it's ended down to Doris Burke, who was able to talk with Jeff Hornacek.
I asked him what they needed to key in on defensively, and he said, well, we've got to limit penetration by Tony Parker. He's really the, quote, head of the snake, and with his floater, he doesn't need to get all the way to the rim to score. It's crucial that we do our best to keep him outside the lane. Guys, that's no easy assignment. We'll see how much success they have defensively.
Thank you, Doris. And Leonard gets it to go.
They really look sharp here. Razor sharp. Extremely focused.
Outside Dragic from downtown. Here's Plumlee. And so he earns a trip to the line. Official saw the contact, and he'll shoot 2.
Nice work to get inside and draw the foul.
Yeah, it's obvious. The defense not going to allow many easy layups. They're going to make you earn it from the line.
And the Spurs with some changes. Boris Diaz checked in for Splitter. Ginobili comes in for Green, and it's Mills in for Tony Parker. Count that one.
Intelligent passing there to make that hoop possible.
Suns trail by 4.
You know, before this recent streak, the last time the Suns went more than a season without making the playoffs was way back in 1988. I mean, just how long it's been for them not to be in the playoffs for more than a year. Wow, impressive. A perfect 4 for 4 for him to start this game out.
Boy, he looks fresh and confident out there right now.
Dragic gets the bucket.
Well, some weak defensive coverage there, and I'm pretty sure they didn't plan on starting this game out like that, giving such easy access to the rim.
Got that bucket in no time at all.
This streak of the Suns missing the playoffs, of course, starting back in 2010, but 1988, a good deal of the Suns roster wasn't even born then.
And he gets the bucket. Plumlee's got his 3rd bucket of the night.
He was the first one to react to that miss. Excellent anticipation on his part. A hustle play on the putback by him.
And that'll be San Antonio as it goes out of bounds. Spurs retain possession. Phoenix making some changes. Marcus Morris is checked in for Markieff Morris. P.J. Tucker comes in for Gerald Green. And it's Isaiah Thomas in for Eric Bledsoe. The Spurs also changing it up. Jeff Ayers is checked in for Duncan. And it's Bellinelli in for Kawhi Leonard. Clark, you look at last season with the Suns, they almost put an end to that streak last year, but ended 1 game shy of the playoffs in back of Dallas for number 8 in the West.
Right in the mix until the final week, Kevin. They won't have the luxury of being slept on this year, though, as the league is fully aware of how capable that group is.
I like that they're taking it inside and taking advantage of each opportunity, Clark, to chip away at the deficit.
Yeah, and doing it with the dunk is a major energizer, too. gets the momentum going.
Yeah, and I think the interior defense, as good a job offensively as we saw. The defensive presence was almost non-existent. And they may see this lead disappear if they continue to give up those easy points.
Anthony Tolliver. He's checked in for Miles Plumlee. And San Antonio also making a switch. Matt Bonner, he's checked in for Jeff Ayers. Thomas, it's a wide open look. Hits the three-point bomb. Thomas got himself going there. His first points of the game on the deep ball. From the top of the key, another one falls for San Antonio.
So far, so good for them at the offensive end here in the early going.
Boy, the field goal percentage is fantastic. Exactly the kind of start they were hoping for.
They get it back. Tolliver with the bucket. Tolliver's got his first bucket of the night.
What a start to this game. The offense is both dominating.
Tell you what, feels like a game on the playground. Forget about defense, just keep firing. You know, there's no better sign of how efficiently a team is operating than their assist numbers. And theirs are fantastic.
It's just beautiful basketball to watch, Clark.
Cutting into the lead with a huge one-hand throwdown.
That's how to get your team back into it.
Yes, sir. That may put a little life back into this team. I like the way they've played here in the first half. Just an intelligent floor game, getting good shots.
Numbers certainly back that up. They're shooting a much better percentage.
Here's Bellinelli. That falls. Nice feed that time from Manu Ginobili. Bellinelli's got 5.
They've had assists now on their last 3 baskets.
And it's not just their passing, but their cutting, their movement together as a unit that's led to that.
Dragic against the bucket.
Well, it's definitely been a shootout. But the team that can start playing some defense might have an edge.
And here's Mills from the arc. And again, it's San Antonio with the threes.
They've made one basket after another since getting this game started, and you wonder, is the blowout in store?
Too early to say that and go there, Steve, but it has been pretty ugly so far.
And an overpowering first quarter effort. Already a double-digit advantage. Spurs.
Next Wednesday, November 5th, Paul Millsap and the Atlanta Hawks go up against Tim Duncan and the San Antonio Spurs. The East against the West. Don't miss out.
Well, not exactly a close game so far, but as the second quarter starts here, plenty of time for a comeback. And a moment now to look at the scoring approach in terms of where the points are coming from for the Spurs.
Well, they've definitely had the hot hand from the three-point line so far. Always nice to start out like that.
Another thing they've been doing so far tonight is knocking down the jump shot.
San Antonio leading by 12.
Well, the Suns with a huge leap in offensive efficiency last season under Jeff Hornacek. He really wanted them to get rid of the long twos. Instead, he focused on transition and living at the three-point line. That's why Phoenix was so difficult to watch.
Isaiah Thomas out there at Bledsoe. Then there's Markieff Morris. Then it's P.J. Tucker. And it's Tolliver in at the 4 spot. So that's the Suns' 5 as we get into the second quarter. Now let's send it to Doris from the sideline.
Well, Kevin, the Suns are the talk of the Valley, but that's not all that's going on in Phoenix. USA Basketball is building a huge new $350 million training facility here. The over 10-acre site is scheduled to open in the fall of 2015. And guys, the Suns hoping those superstar players warm up to Phoenix in their time here.
Yeah, that couldn't hurt in free agency. Thanks, Doris. And Coach Hornacek, very aware of shot efficiency as he was as a player. He said he'd love to show his players their shot charts.
You know, that's a great tool, I think, to help players understand the value of quality shots. It's surprising, but a lot of players aren't really aware of their best spots on the floor. That attention to detail by Coach Hornacek, to me, is impressive because it helps players understand where they can be most effective on the floor and in the offense.
And Leonard has it in the corner. That drops, and it comes off an assist from Parker. Parker's got 5 assists tonight.
Back-to-back threes for him. The defense is slacking off a little.
It does look like their energy is lacking at this point.
Here's Leonard. Oh, took the contact and tried to throw it down over the top, but instead he'll shoot free throws.
Leonard playing extremely well. He has 12 points, and he's hit the mark twice from three-point range as well.
Well, it's no secret. I mean, the more points he can come up with from out there, the better off they'll be offensively with their spacing.
Catching up on the changes for Phoenix. Plumlee is checked in for Markieff Morris. Warren comes in for Anthony Tolliver. And it's Green in for P.J. Tucker. San Antonio leading by 17. Here's Day. Goes to the fadeaway and cans it.
Well, the lead isn't getting any smaller. I mean, this is an incredibly well-rounded performance for this club on the road.
You know, that's the thing, Steve. To dominate as they have in front of a hostile crowd, really impressive.
Bellinelli, he's checked in for the Spurs. Ginobili comes in for Daniel Green.
Well, it's absolutely incredible when you look at Tim Duncan and see the impact he continues to have on games at his current age. I mean, he looks much as he did early in his career. His game has really withstood the test of time, and I think it's partly due to his conditioning, but his IQ is a big factor, and his game has always been one that's been anchored in fundamentals and staying close to the ground.
Thomas, and there's the whistle, fouled hard on the shot. He'll go to the line.
Isaiah Thomas actually named after the former Pistons great. You might think his father was a big fan, but it's actually the opposite. His dad was a Laker fan. He lost a bet during the 1989 finals. Incredible story. Pistons went on to beat the Lakers, so he had to name his son Isaiah. I guess he'd be named Magic if they had won.
That is not enough coverage. Got to do better than that defensively. Basically no coverage. I mean, defense did not look very good there. Well, we've got a moment to look back to last year's Spurs right now. First in assists, first in three-point shooting. And they were number 2 in field goal percentage. This is a team that got good shots on a regular basis and knocked them down.
And Clark, what you talked about that really resonates with me is the assists, because they were the best in the league. Clearly a result of wonderful offensive execution and, of course, unselfishness. It didn't seem to matter who was taking the shot. That team always tried to find the open man.
And Isaiah grew up in Seattle, loved the Sonics, but also because of his father was a big Lakers fan.
Well, some conflicting allegiances for Thomas there. I mean, he played 3 years for the Sacramento Kings, who've had their rivalry with the Lakers. When Seattle made their failed bid for the Kings, he had to have mixed emotions there, too.
And then you can feel the pattern of this game, guys. They're working it inside, dominating in the paint, getting good shots at will.
Well, 4 of their last 5 baskets, guys, have been of exactly that variety.
Some changes for Phoenix. Morris comes in for Eric Bledsoe. And it's Dragic in for Isaiah Thomas. Then for the Spurs, Splitter comes in for Duncan. And it's Mills in for Tony Parker. And Plumlee kicks to Green. So he gets the whistle. Contact on the way up and 2 shots coming up. Gerald Green, hot and cold throughout his career, drafted 17th back in 2005. Steve, the 2007 dunk contest champ, we were there to see that. Then out of the league for over 2 seasons.
Well, Kevin, he was even waived by his teams in Russia and China. So you think about how much he's improved. It's incredible. He's always had the talent to play in this league. I think, had to figure out his niche and understand, how to limit his mistakes. But last year, a terrific campaign from him.
And he gets it to go.
The number of points they've scored in the paint already today is pretty eye-opening, Steve.
No, it's off the charts. It really is. And defensively, I mean, they have to start shutting down some of those lanes to the hoop.
Bellinelli gets the bucket. 59 seconds left in the first half.
And you talk about Green's dunk contest win, a 6'8" with a 39-inch vertical. I think that 39 might be low. I've seen Gerald put his head in the rim and look down. And I mean, in games, hey, I can't even do it justice trying to describe it. Just go online and look up some of Gerald Green's dunks. You'll be amazed.
They set the pick. Up off the screen. The shot's good from Plumlee.
Just seems like they're finding an open lane to the hoop every time down. That's 5 buckets in a row for them in the paint.
Yeah, on the flip side, Steve, the defenders have to show more fight on the interior.
And he's shaking off a poor first quarter shooting effort. He's really starting to turn it on now, guys.
Ginobili against Green. Dragic kicks to Morris. That's in, coming off an assist from Dragic. Dragic has got his 7th assist in the game.
How about that? They respond to a three-pointer with a quick three of their own.
Yeah, terrific. Great back-and-forth sequence right there.
So nice to have a guy like that who can take charge at any time.
Yeah, so many of his passes, Steve, have led directly to baskets.
And through one half, it hasn't even been close. It's San Antonio running away with it. And now let's catch up with Doris Burke, who's standing by on the sideline. Doris?
Thank you, Kevin. Tony, you guys have done such a great job defensively as a team tonight. How did you game plan for this one, and what's been your approach?
Well, we just try to slow them down. They're a tough team to handle inside. They have great players, so we just try to double, triple, and control the boards.
Thank you so much. Back to you guys at the table.
Thank you, Doris. And we'll be right back after halftime for the start of quarter number 3. And welcome back to the second half of our Halloween broadcast.
You look at what Plumlee has done so far. He's got 16 points, and when it comes to rebounding, he's had a nice night there, too.
Yeah, he's really been mixing it up in the middle, getting in there and doing a lot of the dirty work for them.
Welcome back, everyone, to the start of the second half. Big margin on our hands, but we'll see if that gap narrows down in the third and fourth quarters. Here's who Greg Popovich is starting in the second half. Green teams with Leonard on the wings. Down low, it's Duncan and Splitter. And it's Parker in at the point guard position. Okay, well, let's check in with Doris Burke reporting from our sideline in this game. Doris, take it away.
Well, guys, Coach Greg Popovich, the reigning coach of the year, a big part of his approach is empowering players. He says, quote, it's a player's game, and they've got to take charge. Rather than try to manipulate them, he said, it's a great feeling when players get together and do things as a group. Kevin?
Thanks, Doris.
You know, giving his players room to lead and allowing them to take ownership, I think that's part of the genius of Popovich.
Well, going into last season, Thiago Splitter accepting a 4-year, $36 million extension, Steve, from the Spurs.
A lot of people questioned the value of that contract, but Splitter more than earned it with his play throughout the regular season and in the playoffs. He's versatile, he can pass, he can defend, and even though his numbers were down a little bit last year, he made tremendous impact just in terms of their interior play.
Jeff Ayers is jacked in for Splitter. Now that we have a chance, let's go to the 2K leaderboard and reveal last season's top shot blockers. 5th is Tim Duncan.
He made it extremely tough for his opponents because he contested every shot and swatted away more than his fair share of them.
Last game for the Spurs, they picked up the W against Dallas.
And they were nearly flawless offensively in that win, Kevin. Once they got rolling, they just did not stop.
My kind of performance to watch, guys. Efficient and potent. Very strong.
And we're seeing the shots just dropping from everywhere right now.
Yeah, since halftime, Steve, they've been operating very efficiently.
And it's slammed in by Plumlee.
Boy, I really love the way Dragic spreads that ball around.
16 feet away, and Duncan with the basket on the assist from Green. 14 points for Tim Duncan.
They're rolling now. 5 straight hoops to start this quarter.
And Bledsoe, here we go, and that one's good.
And they're beginning to fall apart a little bit defensively, especially inside.
Well, that's 4 straight buckets now at the rim.
It's stolen by Green. 4 on 3 as they bring it up. And he jams it with authority.
Boy, the kind of moments you love to see. Excellent defense leading to a dunk at the other end.
Clark, you got to marvel at the transition game when they've got it clicking. It's really explosive.
High octane for sure.
Oof.
Yeah, turning defensive pressure into offensive opportunities. That's what it's all about.
Plumlee sets the pick for Dragic. And the wide open shot from Green. Again, the miss by Green. San Antonio's gone 2 of 2 from long range in the third quarter so far. Ayers, good.
You know, for a long time, people would think about the Spurs as a slow-it-down team, but they've had an explosive offense the past few seasons.
Over in the corner, Green.
Oh, man, that was unreal.
Mark it up.
Now, Clark, that is just ridiculous.
Absolutely filthy. I don't
come
remember
on.
ever seeing a dunk like that in a game. I certainly can't remember the last time I saw it.
Oh, man, that was just amazing.
Last season with the Spurs, they were second in effective field goal percentage. Top 3 as a team and a ton of other offensive categories, too. The analytics really support what they did with the record.
Well, they play a lot faster pace than you would expect, and they're smart. And the shots they want to get are the ones that they take. I mean, they're all...
Oh, man, that was unreal.
Mark it up. Showcasing his skills with that slam.
He knows how to put the exclamation point on those, doesn't he? Man, oh, man.
Oh, man, does he ever.
And there's the slam dunk to finish it off.
Went to the windmill dunk to turn this place on its head. I love it.
Yeah, this crowd is stunned.
Man, they should be, Kevin. That was one elaborate finish.
Boy, I tell you what, he's having one of those days where if he takes it, he makes it.
And it's Dragic off the drive. Plumlee, no luck. San Antonio's gotten all 4 of the three-point shots to go down since halftime. They're lighting it up here. And he gets it to go. And that's 20 points for Duncan.
Well, he knew that with his height advantage over his man, it was really a good decision just to rise up and take the jump shot.
And that's how you exploit a gap in the D, I guess, huh?
Yes, sir. No soft finish there. Major power.
He knows an opportunity for the highlight reel when he sees one.
A big group substitution here for Phoenix. Anthony Tolliver. He's checked in for Plumlee. Marcus Morris comes in for Markieff Morris. P.J. Tucker, he's checked in for Green. And it's Isaiah Thomas in for Eric Bledsoe. Releases. And the Spurs scoring again. The Suns shooting 70% from the floor. Truly incredible work from this offense tonight. Here's Thomas, and it's going to be 2 free throws. Drew contact on the shot.
Isaiah Thomas, the last pick of the 2011 draft, number 60 overall. Normally a player in that role doesn't even make the team, but he had an outstanding rookie season, and he's earned his minutes. He's become a quality NBA player.
And Isaiah Thomas held down the starting point guard spot with the Kings for 3 years. They brought in a number of challengers at that point guard spot over the years. Aaron Brooks, Jimmer Fredette, Gravis Vasquez. Thomas kept giving them the Heisman. Sent them all the way to play somewhere else.
I'd like to know what his percentage is from that range. I mean, it's got to be sky high.
And it's San Antonio with another.
He's created some good opportunities for himself and made the most of them.
And it's the Suns with the ball. Their last game, a win against the Lakers, looking to carry it into this one.
And across the board in that game, they just shot the lights out. They had a fantastic offensive night.
Yeah, rarely do you see a team get that hot. In total, I mean, everybody was knocking them down. They were spraying it from everywhere.
Ginobili, and it's San Antonio with another.
Ginobili going for more right now.
And as we conclude the third quarter, pretty much a blowout. It's been a one-sided affair. It's the Spurs running away with this one. And time to step aside quickly, but we'll be back in no time with the start of the...
Coming up Tuesday, November 4th, LeBron James and the Cleveland Cavaliers take on LaMarcus Aldridge and the Portland Trail Blazers. You don't want to miss it.
And here is Thomas. We've got Isaiah Thomas. Anthony Tolliver out there with Warren. Then there's Len. And it's Goodwin in at the 2. That's who's out there for Phoenix. Len kicks to Goodwin. Passes it to Tolliver. Shot clock at 6. Thomas's shot is off.
It's a +5 advantage for them in the rebounding category after that board.
Very steady work they've been doing on the interior, no question, and that's, I think, the main reason they have this lead. And he was one step ahead of the defense when he fired that pass for the assist.
Tolliver, no luck. Here are the Spurs with the ball. Atlanta will be traveling to face them after this game. That game will be a quick pit stop before hitting the road again.
I'd say that fast break went according to plan.
Yeah, it sure did. A good job getting it started and a better job finishing it off.
And the Suns miss again. And the call will be against Alex Len. That's his first foul. Ennis, he's checked in for the Suns. So it's the Spurs now. Here in the fourth quarter, their defense has been very strong, allowing no baskets.
And we've seen a few mix-ups defensively out there on the perimeter.
More than a few. I mean, the open looks they've allowed from long range have turned into a lot of points. You know, of the last 6 baskets, 5 have come on the interior. This is major smash mouth basketball, guys.
Love it. Old school, just physical play in the paint, dominate.
That's good.
Well, I tell you what, when you get this kind of effort and efficiency from him, they're a really hard team to beat.
Dishes it to Goodwin. Up off the screen, and he dunks it after the pick frees him up.
Boy, a pick was set at the perfect angle on the floor, and he used it nicely.
That's a play we may see from them a few more times.
Why not? I mean, when it works, you go back to it. Make them stop you.
Jeff Ayers is checked in for San Antonio. Here's Day. And again, it's San Antonio with a 3.
It seems that every pass they make is leading to a score here. I mean, that's just exquisite ball movement.
Yeah, they're making the right play, they're working together, and they're just looking for the best shot they can every possession. And they're making a statement here, guys, going inside for 8 of their last 10 points.
Time to man up on D and stop these free runs to the rim. You've got to give them a lot of credit for the job they've done on the backboard.
Well, they've done a lot of things right, but I agree with you, Clark. Their rebounding is right there at the top of the list.
Daniel Green, he's checked in for Bellinelli. And there's the pass today. Nice pass, nice catch, and a resounding dunk.
That bounce pass got him the ball in rhythm. Nice play.
And so here's Phoenix. Ennis kicks to Len. Len sets a screen for Goodwin. Uncovered, and it's Len. That time on the assist by Goodwin. Here's Joseph. Green dishes to Ayers. Buries it down low.
You know, it's really hard not to notice the difference in the passing of these two teams today.
Yeah, look at the discrepancy in the assist column between these two teams.
The feed to Goodwin. Len sets a screen for Goodwin. Terrific design on the pick play, and he lays it in. Well, if you're just tuning in, welcome. We've got about 3.5 minutes gone here in the fourth quarter. And Phoenix pushing it up now. Ennis has got the ball.
Nice pass. He got the ball right into his teammate's shooting pocket. On time and on target.
Here's Ayers. A good finish at the rack off the slick feed.
He's so dominant in the low post. You just can't let him get the ball in there so tight.
Too easy. It was really simple for him to go to work there.
And there's the defensive 3-second call.
Well, you know, as teams become more and more focused on getting good looks in close at the rim, the value of great defensive big men inside just continues to rise. I mean, it's tough to be a contender without a rim protector.
Miles Plumlee's checked in for Len. Bellinelli, he's checked in for the Spurs. Mills comes in for Joseph. They get it back. They blow the whistle just as he gets it off. That's 2 points with a chance for another one at the stripe.
You know, when he's in that tight with that kind of height advantage over the defender, that's going to be a pretty easy play for him.
Morris is checked in for Phoenix. And with the new camera systems, it's easier to measure defense, going beyond block shots to look at which, for instance, big men diminish shooting percentages in their area.
Yeah, no surprise. I mean, names like Dwight Howard, Roy Hibbert, Serge Ibaka. But interesting that that reputation has value defensively when players hesitate to go inside.
Warren, good. There's 1:34 left in the fourth quarter of this one. The 3 from Mills. And again, it's the Spurs from deep.
And so it's going to end up in the record books as a blowout, dominating performance for the Spurs.
And they could do no wrong today, Steve. That's right. This was a team performing to its Clark fullest capability.
Yeah, and a very satisfying win for them, too. A game to remember, and on the other side, definitely one you want to forget as soon as possible.
And so with this, they'll end up with their second win on the year.
Well, they can chalk this win up, but things are far from settled between these two teams. They'll see each other 3 more times before the season is over.
And they say familiarity breeds contempt. As they get to know each other a little better, you imagine things will get heated up. Tonight was only chapter 1.
Fantastic show put on. What an amazing game all around it was for Parker. Every time there was a big possession or big play, he was contributing in some manner. Just a great game for him.
Ennis passes to Warren, and the shot is good. Warren's got 5 points in the quarter.
Another bucket in the paint. That's something they just have not been able to stop today.
I think it's time to make some adjustments defensively. What they've got going right now is not getting it done. Just look at how quickly their lead has grown over the course of the last few possessions.
Boy, they've really saved their best for last, haven't they?
Ennis kicks to Warren. That one wide left.
Now, normally that's a shot people make, but that's not really his bread and butter there.
Airs good.
This is going to be a great game for them. No win on the road comes easy in the NBA. Nice performance.
Any player loves sending his own fans home happy. He loves even more sending opposing fans home miserable.
Here's Ennis, and the wide open shot from Warren drains the 19-footer. San Antonio's gotten in the groove from 3-point range. They are 4 for 4 since the third quarter ended. Bellinelli gets the bucket.
And that puts a cherry on top, so to speak, of what's been a phenomenal showing for them.
All over but the whining now, Steve.
Ennis, no good with the layup.
Excellent. Really solid job, actually, by the defense to get in his way as he was going up for that one.
And so it's San Antonio easily taking this one. Not much to be critical of with this win, Clark.
Not at all. I mean, they showed up not just to play, they showed up to give great effort and to win, and they did both.
And that'll do it for Clark Kellogg, Steve Kerr, and Doris Burke. This is Kevin Harlan. Thanks for watching this presentation of the NBA on 2K Sports. And now we present the Jordan Player of the Game, Tony Parker.